Auntie on the go.
Okay, it's early in the morning. I have been waiting for this all week long. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm not, I promise. But we're here. We're here. We are at Churchill Downs. Oh my gosh. Hey, Barbaro. Rest in peace, my friend. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. No more yammering. Let's just get to it. Stuff going on. So they gave me like the little itinerary thingy. Guys, this is huge. I mean, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was just gonna come in and see a few horses, but this place is huge. So we got a lot to do today. So right now, we're waiting for them to come and get us and take us out to the track and see, well, you know what we're gonna go see. So here we go.
By that tunnel right there. He's actually going to the paddock where we were just at a second ago to do paddock training. Horses will go to paddock training, kind of like one-way models practice their walk on the runway. It's very much for the showmanship and just to get them used to that area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Like I suppose.
Turf track just means grass track. And the reason why we have it out there is some horses just prefer to race on grass. Some horses just prefer to race on dirt. Now here in America, most of our horses are bred and trained for the dirt specifically. So most of these horses you'll see out in the morning, as well as most of the races that we hold here at Churchill Downs, will be held on the dirt track. We'll hold about 750 races here per year at Churchill Downs. Most of the races on the dirt, only about 20% of the races held on the turf track. Now guys, all the way on the opposite side of the track, you might notice a couple long green roof buildings. Some of them have the words Ford or Woodford Reserve on them. Those are actually our backside barns when the horses are kept. We have about 47 barns back there in total. And at max capacity, we can fit about 1,400 horses back there.
Wow.
As such, we need a lot of people to take care of the horses. And we'll have about 700 people living on property to take care of the horses. And we've got a lot of facilities back there to take care of the people. We've got housing back there, a hospital, education center, rec center, and even a town back that way. It's sort of like a mini city back there. Yeah. Yes. So I was asked how long these horses stay here on property. So it's very much up to the trainer and what they want to do. These horses, much like athletes, are going to be moving around constantly, and they'll have like races up in California or New York, or maybe even certain different parts of Kentucky, depending on what's going on. So typically it's up to the trainers. Some of these trainers might only have these horses out here a couple weeks, just to kind of train out on the track, and then they might go up to their next race, like in New York or something. But if a horse is racing here, they have to be here a week in advance of their race, otherwise they're taken out of that race. So some trainers are a little bit more local, so they prefer to train out their horses out here. But other trainers might be like stationed in California, so they might have most of their horses out in California most of the time of the year, and then they have like a race here in Kentucky. They'll send them here for about a week, and then they'll send them back. So I was asked, do we have any women jockeys? Yes, I would say about 10% of jockeys are actually women. Unfortunately, we've never had any female jockeys win the Kentucky Derby. We've had a few in the Kentucky Derby, but they've any female jockeys? Yes, I believe the Preakness and the Belmont have had a few female jockeys. In fact, this year, I think one was in the Preakness. She didn't win, but I think in the 90s, there was a female jockey that won the Belmont, if I'm remembering correctly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
What's the story behind
So I was asked about like the jockeys and how they get into it and stuff like that. For some of them, it might be family. For some of it, they've just always been interested in the sport and stuff like that. We get jockeys from all around, not just the United States, but also from Latin American countries, England, France, as well as Japan, stuff like that. But each individual jockey, it's kind of their own personal story, how they kind of got here and they became jockeys and stuff like that. And of course, they kind of have to work their way up the ladder. You're not going to start out as a quote-unquote derby level jockey. You kind of have to win a couple races early on. Some of them might even work as these exercise riders early on in their career, kind of make a name for themselves, get connections and stuff like that, work their way up the ladder, win a couple small races, work their way up, win a few bigger races, and then maybe they might be able to get into the Kentucky Derby. But it's very much case-by-case basis for each of the jockeys.
Hi, Bob. How are you? Hi.
How old did you do for me? He's 15.
Yeah, so I was asked,
15 years old. Hey,
yeah, so
buddy.
what we do for maintenance on the track,
How
we'll
are
actually
you? Look
rake
at
up the track,
you.
arrow the track. We've got a lot of big
No,
tractors and
nice.
stuff
Hey,
like that
buddy.
that will go across the track, right down
You
the track.
look so
We'll also
pretty.
water down
A
the
lot of
track.
the police
Even if we're
use
not racing, and if we are
big
racing, we
bone,
do that
big,
between
they're-
each of the races.
pretty level-headed and just
Hey,
kind of
Bubby.
intimidating. to go
Bub.
by.
Is it Bubby?
Just
Buddy?
Bub.
Bub.
Just Bub. Good old redneck boy.
Good horse.
So he's 15 years old?
15 years old.
15 or 16.
So what is like the average age where they start retiring them?
Yes. So it can be typically a case-by-case basis, especially a lot of big, good horses retire out at about 4 or 5 years old. But some horses aren't as good, so they might keep on racing until about 7, 10 years old. After that, they have to win at least one major stakes race a year, otherwise they're forced to retire. The reason why a lot of the really good horses retire out at a young age is you want to get them out to stud, create other horses and stuff like that. Now some horses aren't as good, or they don't have the option to do so. They don't have
there's kids over here, so I'm not going to say it, but they don't have the facilities for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they might keep on racing until about 7 or 10 years old.
Okay. Thank you.
Owners-wise, so many owners will own many different horses. In fact, nowadays, horses are actually many horses are owned by like they'll have like multiple horses. But also the trainers that are hired by the owners will have multiple horses as well underneath their belt. Some of them aren't as like big name or don't have as much money or something like that, so they might have a few horses or something like that, maybe like 15. Others will have like 50 to about like 100 or 100. Now guys, we are hearing that siren that's going off when we see a few lights. So that is the symbol to everyone that a rider has fallen off a horse. So right now, all the rest of the horses and the riders are going to slow down, and they're going to try to rein in that horse. I mentioned the outriders, the ones with the more western style saddle. They're probably going to try to find that horse, and one of the outriders is going to try to rein in that horse. We've got a horse running around free right now.
Oh my God.
Right horse. It's bad. 2 months out. This time it's too fast, you know.
So a horse was loose without the rider. The rider fell off the horse. And
See it happen a little bit more frequently.
they're trying to rein
We
him
got a
back
lot of
in.
older horses that are a little bit more well behaved, so that doesn't happen as often. But you can never predict, is what I would say. At certain times of the year, it will be daily. Like it depends on how many 2-year-olds. Like later on in the year, after about midsummer, we have a lot more 2-year-olds on property, so that happens a little bit more frequently. Earlier on in the year, you don't see that happen too often.
Those terrible twos, huh?
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
Now, of course, all horses have their own personalities. Some horses, even if they're like 4 years old, 5 years old, they still, some habits die a little hard. So I've heard of some pretty wild and crazy horses that go on to have a long racing career, though.
So they bought him out? Is that essentially what you're saying?
So I was asked how do they know that someone's fallen off the horse. We've got cameras all across the property, and we've got people constantly doing the track to know what they're looking like up here, but there's constantly people with magnifying binoculars, that are looking at the track, making sure everyone's on their horse.
Wow.
Yeah, we're kind of off to the side right now, waiting for someone to rein in that horse.
They're still waiting for them to rein in the horse. So now,
Yeah, so I was asked like what the age range.
so the horses
Oh, okay. So
go
the
fast
price
right
range
now
of the
because they
horse.
haven't reined in.
Each
They haven't
horse
reined
is very
in
much case-by-case
the horse
basis.
without the
Some
driver.
horses
The driver
go
fell
for a
off the
couple
horse,
$1,000,
and they
other
haven't
horses
reined
go
him
for
in
a couple
yet.
$1,000,000.
But look
It
at this
depends on a
guy.
lot of factors, their
at
lineage,
that.
what they look like, and honestly, some of the
Beautiful.
times I can't tell. I can see a horse that looks
The
great.
alarm goes
He has
off
a
until
great
the horse is
pedigree and
reined
stuff like
in.
that. He only goes for a couple $1,000s. Whereas there could be another horse that comes from who knows where, and he goes for close to about $1 million. Some of the times I can't tell. Other people can tell, but I can't tell.
There's some good fertilizer for anyone.
I don't think I have quite the amount of funds to own one, but I could. But you can actually own shares in a horse nowadays. Many of these horses are owned by either companies or multiple shares and stuff like that. So you can own like 1% of one of these race horses. Yeah, it's actually a pretty funny story. My middle name is Churchill. Well, maybe not funny, I guess I would say, more a little dark actually, because my name is Douglas Churchill Friday. Douglas actually comes from my dad's good friend Doug, who they always used to visit Churchill Downs together. Before I was born, unfortunately, Doug, my dad's good friend, did pass away, so I was named Doug in his honor.
Aw.
Churchill, because they always visit the Churchill Downs.
That is so cool.
Yep. And now I work here at the Kentucky
That's
Derby.
amazing.
Yep. Yep. I kind of see it as fate has some sort of sense of humor.
Uh-oh. They're back in action. So they're back in action, guys. The alarm is off. The horses are good, and the driver's good. And the rider's good. There you go. And they're off. Woo! Hard to keep up with them. They go so fast.
Like right around a horse, they poop.
Yeah. They don't really care where they go.
They don't care.